Hi, welcome back. In this video we will learn about date functions in DAX. Before continuing this video, please watch the DAX date data type video if you already have not watched it. That video will explain how dates are stored in tabular data model. We have listed following date function categories: date time constructor functions, date time extractor functions, date time converter functions, current date time functions, date math functions, and time intelligence functions. The time intelligence functions are not covered in this video since they are advanced functions which will be covered later. Before understanding date functions, first understand how dates are stored in tabular data model. The date data type is stored as floating point value in tabular model, in which integer represents date value and decimal represents time value. Listed below are standard date time values in the backend of tabular data model. The date value will start from 0, which is assigned as 30th December 1899. When you increment date value by 1, it will increment date as well, where 1 represents 31st December 1899 and 2 represents 1st January 1900 and so on. Similarly, when we go backwards from 0, like the date will be decremented by 1 day. Like -1 will represent 29th December 1899 and -2 will represent 28th December 1899 and so on. The time value is stored as decimal value. There are 24 hours in a day and 1 hour is represented as value 1 by 24. If we make 24 hours as 4 parts of the decimal value, then 0.0 represents 12 a.m. in the night. 0.25 represents 6 a.m. in the morning. 0.50 represents 12 p.m. in the noon and so on. In the below example, 1.25 represents date part as 31st December 1899 and time part as 6 a.m. Hope you understood how dates are stored. Now let's look at date constructor functions. These are the 4 date time constructor functions. The date function will accept year, month, day as numerical parameters and constructs complete date time value. It will assign default time value as 12 a.m., which is start of the day. The time function will accept hour, minutes, seconds as numerical parameters and constructs complete date time value. It will assign default date value as 0. As I mentioned earlier, the date value 0 represents 30th December 1899. Let's look at some date and time function examples. We have a small dataset where we have columns of data for year, month, day, hour, minutes and seconds. Let's use these columns and construct a new date column. We create a calculated column using date function. As you can see, a new date column is created and have default time value assigned as 12 a.m. Let's create new time column as well using the time function and pass hour, minutes and seconds as parameters. The time function got default date value as 0, where 0 represents 30th December 1899. Let's format and see complete year in the date. So it shows 1899. Whether we create a column using date function or time function, we always end up with complete date time column created in the model. Let's join these two columns and see what happens. When I say join in here, I meant add these together. As you can see, it picked up the date from create date column and time from create time column. Replacing the time value in create date with create time column and replacing date in create time with create date column. It dropped the default values and combined as one single date time column. This is how we construct a complete date time column using these functions. Let's go back to data constructor functions. The calendar and calendar auto functions will return a table with one column of dates. The calendar accepts the start date and end date as input parameters and generate all the dates between the start and end dates. The calendar auto will scan all the dates in the given data model, identifies the minimum and maximum date values within the model and generates continuous dates between minimum and maximum dates range. It will accept fiscal year and month value as optional parameter. Let's look at some examples, then it will be easy to understand. Here we are not creating a measure or a calculated column. We are creating a new table. We have to click on Create New Table option. Then provide a table name and write calendar function by choosing two dates. I'm choosing 1st January 2023 to 30th June 2023. Here you can see it has generated all dates from 1st January to 30th June. In general, the calendar auto should scan all date columns from existing tables. We have two tables in which all the date columns are created as part of calculated column. The calendar auto won't accept these dates as input and it will only accept the dates coming from Power Query. So we can create another table by entering some values in it. For that we choose the Enter Data option and enter some dates which will create a table. We have entered 3 dates. The oldest date is 1st January 2022. And the latest date is 30th June 2024. Now let's create a new table using calendar auto function. We have at least one date from 2022 and 2024 year. Then it will generate the complete fiscal year calendars from 1st January to 31st December by verifying the minimum and maximum dates from Power Query table. As you can see, it has generated dates from 1st January 2022 to 31st December 2024 with default time value which is 12 a.m. Now let's pass the optional fiscal year and month parameter into calendar auto function, which will add additional months to already generated calendar. If we pass 3 as parameter, then it will add 3 more months to the calendar, which is now showing 31st March 2025. And if we pass 4 as parameter, then it will generate dates till 30th April 2025. Let's look at date time extraction functions. Year function extracts and returns the 4-digit year of a date. Month function extracts and returns month number of a date. Day function extracts and returns the day of the month of a date. Hour function extracts and returns the hours from a date time value. Minute function extracts and returns the minutes from a date time value. Second function extracts and returns the seconds from a date time value. Let's look at some examples of these functions. Since these are straightforward functions, I have already created the calculated columns using these functions and showing the output. These are new columns created as follows: year, month, day, hour, minute, and seconds. Try these functions by creating on your own. Let's have a look at date converter functions. These are the two date time converter functions. Date value function will take date in text format and converts into date time data type value. Time value function will take time in text format and converts into date time data type value. Let's look at some examples. We have a small dataset with 5 rows. We created 5 dates in text format and 5 time values in text format and applied the date value function on date text column. As you can see, it converted the dates in text to date time column and assigned default time value, which is 0.0. Similarly, we applied the time value function on time text column and it has converted it to date time column, where it has assigned default date value, which is 0. Let's convert these datetime columns into numeric column using value functions. Here we converted the date column into numeric value, which is showing the date values as follows. When you format the column from general to decimal, you can see the time values are showing after decimals as zeros, which is value 12 AM. Similarly, when we apply value function on time column, then it is showing all date values before decimals as 0, which represents 30th December 1899. By this time you should have understand how these default value zeros are being assigned in date and time formats. Below are the 3 current date time functions in DAX. Today function will give the current date without the time component. It will assign default time 12 AM. It will not give current time. Now function will return current date and time values. UTC now function will return the coordinated universal date and time, which is London time zone. Let's look at these functions in action. As you can see, the today function returns the current date and assigns default time value, which is 12 AM. Now function will return both current date and current time as follows. UTC now function returns the coordinated universal current date and time, which is London time zone. When we use these functions in calculated columns, it will keep updating only when we refresh the model. But when we use these functions in measures, then they keep updating whenever the user slices and dices the report. Below are some of the date math functions. Yearmonth function returns the last day of the month, that is the given number of months before or after start date. For example, if we pass order date as first parameter and 0 as second parameter, then it will return last day of the month of selected order date. If we pass 1 as second parameter, then it will pass last day of the next month of selected order date. Date diff function will return the difference between two date time values in the specified interval like year, quarter, months, days, hours, minutes or seconds. Date add function shifts a date or date range by the given number of intervals, year, quarter, month or day. Weekday function will return the integer day of the week. It will return values between 1 to 7, where 1 represents Sunday and 7 represents Saturday. Weeknum function will return the week number of the year. It will return value between 1 to 53. Let's look at some examples. We have a small dataset with 10 dates from 1st January 2024 to 10th January 2024. Let's apply these functions. We have applied end of month function on date column and passed parameter 0, which will return last day of current month January 2024, which is 31st January. If we pass 1 as second parameter, then it will return last day of next month, which is 29 February. We got 29 February because 2024 is a leap year. We have applied date diff function, which will calculate the number of days between date and end of month columns by passing day as parameter. If we want to calculate weeks in between those dates, then we can pass week as parameter. Now it calculated number of weeks in between those dates. Like day and week, we can also pass hour, minute, seconds or year. Weekday function will return the week number between 1 and 7, where 1 represents Sunday, 2 represents Monday, and 7 represents Saturday. The week num function will return the week number within the current year. Here it has returned 1 and 2 as the selected dates are passed from 1st January to 10th January. For date add function we passed date column as first input parameter and passed 1 as second input parameter and day as last parameter. All the dates will get incremented by 1 day, and returns the date only if the newly generated date is present in original date column. Here the last row in 10th January, so newly generated column will be 11th January and 11th January is not present in date column, so it won't return any column here. If we change the second parameter from 1 to 2, then last 2 rows will not generate any values. The date add function is an advanced function which is mainly used in calculate function, which we'll discuss in upcoming videos. Hope you enjoyed and understood the date functions in DAX. See you in the next video.